A little over 70 years ago, on September 10th, 1954, distilling legend Jimmy Russell began his employment at Wild Turkey. At the time, it was Anderson County Distilling. Of course, Jimmy being Jimmy, he rose through the ranks quick, learned quickly from job to job. His mentor was pre-Prohibition distiller Bill Hughes. Jimmy learned under Bill and eventually became a distiller himself. And by 1967, Jimmy Russell was named Master Distiller. Since then, he's become a true icon of the whiskey industry, and this bottle celebrates his legacy. It's named Wild Turkey Jimmy Russell's 70th anniversary 8-year-old bourbon, and according to Wild Turkey, the bourbon is crafted just the way he likes it. Let's talk about it, let's review it, let's find out how much I would actually pay for this bottle. It's the Mash and Drum. What's up, folks? I'm Jason C, and welcome back to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. Like, subscribe, and help me keep climbing to that 100,000 subscriber milestone here in 2024. And as always, thank you for the support and all the great comments I've been getting recently. So according to Wild Turkey, Jimmy Russell started out sweeping the floors as an 18-year-old at Wild Turkey. Now, the brand attributes Russell's success in the decades since to his commitment to making bourbon the right way, even when that wasn't popular. During his long tenure, Russell has introduced us to many expressions that went on to become extremely popular, like Wild Turkey 101, Wild Turkey Rare Breed, Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit, and Wild Turkey American Honey. I think people forget about that one. No joke, Wild Turkey American Honey, amazing in lemonade. Just saying.
I like it a lot.
So Jimmy Russell was inducted into the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame in 2000. He was anointed a Kentucky Colonel by 3 standing Kentucky governors. He was also honored with a resolution by the Kentucky State Assembly and the governor, and given the key to the city of Lawrenceburg, where Wild Turkey Distillery is located today. All right, so what's in the bottle? Wild Turkey Jimmy Russell's 70th anniversary 8-year-old bourbon is a blend of an 8-year-old bourbon described as Jimmy's signature bourbon, along with a blend of 8 to 9-year-old whiskeys that were selected from some of Russell's favorite rickhouses. The bourbon is bottled at 101 proof. The limited edition release will hit shelves this fall in select global markets, has a suggested retail price of only $50 per 750 milliliter bottle, and apparently this is going to be Wild Turkey's largest special release ever. So pretty cool. Now, for those of you that have ever gotten lucky enough to meet Jimmy Russell, either at the gift shop or at the distillery at Wild Turkey, you know what a special experience it is. Chatting with him in person, hearing him tell stories, you know, you kind of see the man and you're just glued. He's unbelievable. But if you ask him to this day what his favorite bourbon would be, it's always an 8-year-old Wild Turkey bourbon, about 101 proof. That's exactly the age he likes it. That's the proof he likes it, to the point where that's all Jimmy would make if it was up to him. He has said that before. So a Wild Turkey 101 8-year for his 70th anniversary bottle is pretty fitting. Let's dive in. Here we go. It's as classic as Wild Turkey as it gets. However, there's a little bit more going on in here. It's buttery. I get some lemon zest in here, so that signature Wild Turkey citrus note that I love is just kind of embedded in here. Kind of like that lemon-orange combination. It's coming off a little bit more lemon to me though, like a lemon custard. That really beautiful baking spice note that I feel like Wild Turkey 101 now, the current Wild Turkey 101, that's a little bit more hit and miss these days for me, because I feel like they smoothed it out a little bit. It's a little bit more sweet than spice. The spice is back in this bottle. Yeah, a little bit of allspice, cinnamon for sure. Again, with that lemon and orange peel, that buttery toffee note that you have here. I'm not really getting a lot of dark fruit, but this to me is, you know, signature Wild Turkey. So let's try it. Here we go. This thing just soaks into the front of your palate. Brown sugars, caramels, honey, and the dark fruit I really wasn't getting on the nose is now kind of saturating into the palate a little bit. So you get these really beautiful cherry cordial notes, I think, that kind of work its way in. Cherry grape sometimes that you get within Wild Turkey. I think that's part of, you know, what we see with some of the Russell single barrels, but I think it's really nice when you do get it in 101 like this. Yeah, that combination of the citrus and the cherry kind of coming together with that lemon custard, kind of drizzled with caramel, that is so good. Again, it's 101, just simply elevated to a level where I mean, I feel like if Jimmy could make this bourbon every day, he would. That's what it feels like. When it comes to the finish, it's interesting. It almost gives you like this effervescent, like root beer float type thing. However, it's not root beer. I would switch out the root beer and put like just cream soda in the glass, but like dump like butter pecan ice cream in it. So like butter pecan ice cream with some cream soda and some spices and black pepper on top of all of it. And I feel like it all comes together on the finish. Again, you know, being 101 proof, 8 years, 9 years old blended, it's not gonna be the most complex whiskey, but when it comes to a 101, aside from the dusty bottles from like the 1980s and 1990s, you know, the old Austin Nichols 101s, the Wild Turkey Cheesy Gold Foil, you know, bottles like that can be pretty special. But aside from that, you know, this is probably one of the best 101s that a lot of people are going to experience, because this is definitely a more elevated experience than what you get as far as a shelfer goes. All right, last sip here. Interestingly enough, on that sip, you get a little bit more of the age that comes through. A little bit of a light tobacco note kind of comes through on the forefront, on the back end of this one. This is really nice. It's a perfect bottle to commemorate Jimmy Russell's 70th year at Wild Turkey. So kudos to Wild Turkey for making this and making it so affordable, and apparently it's going to be pretty widely available. So let's go to a quick final breakdown here. All right, guys, final breakdown for the Wild Turkey 101 Jimmy Russell 70th Anniversary Edition. Price for this one, only $50. Amazing price for this one. Secondary market value or resale market value, these are going for about $100 to $120. Availability right now is limited. However, from what I was told, there are going to be a lot of these. So they are going to hit the market. They will be available in select markets. You know, they did the first drop, first release at the gift shop, fittingly, while Jimmy was there. But these are going to make its way out to the market, and there supposedly is a lot of them. So I think it's going to start out as limited, but then end up being, you know, probably pretty above average. Value for this one is going to be high. I mean, not only is it a 70th anniversary edition for Jimmy Russell, and, you know, unfortunately, there's a lot of flippers that are, you know, kind of cashing in on that, because not only are they getting this at the retail shop, but they're also having Jimmy sign it and then putting it on secondary, which I think is a really shitty move. Don't sit there and act like you love the guy and then get it signed and then go flip it. I know it's something I can't control, but it just annoys the hell out of me. Either way, this is going to be a high value bottle at only $50. Most I pay, or what do I think that you should pay? I think that this bottle at $50 is amazing. It actually makes you think like, okay, well, why are all your other, you know, special releases these days, you know, coming out at like $300? And this you're able to make $50. I mean, whatever. It's a question, I guess, we're never going to get answered. But at the same time, for this bottle, I would still be willing to pay a little bit more for this bottle. I'd probably go up to about $75. But remember, I wouldn't pay over, you know, $100 for this bottle, just because supposedly there's going to be a lot of these out there. But I think people want to grab these early. They feel like it's going to go away. They're not going to get one, but there should be plenty of these, at least I hope. So we'll see what happens when the time comes. But even about $75, you know, I would still buy it, but at $50, I'm buying multiples of this. You know, if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, regular Wild Turkey 101 is probably going to be your best bet. However, it's just not going to be this elevated. And lastly, is this a skip? You know what, I'm just going to go, it's a buy and back it up. Buy and back it up. For $50, get a few of these, hold on to them, share them with friends and family. It's a special bottle for a very special figure in bourbon today, and it's fantastic. It's a fantastic bourbon. Is it going to win any Bourbon of the Year awards? Probably not, but the price and availability and the quality of bourbon that you're getting in here, if you have a chance to come across it, especially at $50, buy it, back it up, get a couple, share it with friends and family, and especially any Wild Turkey fans like this guy. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this review for the Jimmy Russell Wild Turkey 101 70th Anniversary Edition. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button below. Please hit the like button. And if you haven't yet, find me on Instagram. Let me know if you've gotten your hands on one of these, what you think about it. Did you buy multiples? Were you lucky enough to get one at the gift shop? And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Cheers, and happy 70th anniversary to the legend, Jimmy Russell. Cheers, guys.